Well, it's been almost a week since the FBI last updated us on the Gabby Petito investigation. That was around the time they issued a warrant for her fiance's arrest on a charge of debit card fraud. But Brian Laundrie still hasn't been found. And a lot of people may be wondering what's happening now. Are they still looking for him? What could happen next? Could other charges be coming if they do find him? Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon joins us live once again from Northport as the search from Laundrie continues. Now, Kim, what's the latest? Any big new developments in this case?
Yeah, Chris, well, I can tell you the search for Brian Laundrie continues here, at least in Northport at the Carlton Reserve. We saw crews out there today, of course, on a much smaller scale, but behind the scenes, things are happening and investigators are working, and there's things we don't know about. And as a former FBI special agent told me, there's a good reason why we don't know.
When the FBI or local law enforcement are conducting investigations, keeping their cards close to their chest is integral to making sure the integrity of that investigation is protected.
After weeks of activity, from the search for Gabby Petito and now the search for her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, things appear to be quieter, at least on the outside. Dr. Bryanna Fox is a former FBI special agent, now an associate professor at USF's Department of Criminology. She says behind the scenes, the investigation moves forward.
For every day that we were out in the field doing something, we were back in the office writing up subpoenas, preparing affidavits, collecting digital evidence.
With a complex investigation, high profile and stretching many states, Dr. Fox says it's vital to let the investigators do their jobs.
What we wouldn't want is for after that person is apprehended, for them to not be held responsible because of an issue that was avoidable because people were injecting themselves into the case.
The FBI and Northport police were back Wednesday afternoon, continuing the scaled-back search for Brian Laundrie at the Carlton Reserve. As for tips, they do help. Dr. Fox says they played a huge role in finding Gabby Petito's remains, but flooding investigators' lines with unnecessary calls can delay them in doing their job, and their focus remains on finding Brian Laundrie.
If you think you've seen something that could be related, please say something. But at the same time, we also have to make sure that we're not injecting ourselves into this case or compromising law enforcement.
And two things we now know that the FBI has in their hands. First, a phone believed to be that of Brian Laundrie's that the Laundrie family attorney says was purchased for Brian, and that's the phone they say he left behind before he went to the Carlton Reserve. And we also know the FBI now has surveillance footage in from Fort DeSoto, where the Laundrie family went on a a camping trip in the beginning of September. We now know that the FBI has that phone and that surveillance footage now in their hands. Chris, back to you.